Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
All right, everybody, welcome to a brand new episode of the Frankly Francisco podcast. Of course, I am your host. Today, I have a special guest. She goes by the name of Sherry Diamond. She is what I call it, a nutritionist. You have a program that helps people who are on the cusp of having diabetes, high blood pressure. You've managed to drop 103 pounds yourself, which is phenomenal, by the way.
Thank you.
So tell me about it. Tell me what brought you to this epiphany of yours on creating what you've created, this program you've created to help people.
Well, it's one thing. What happened is 4 years ago, I went to the doctor for my annual wellness checkup, and she told me that I was pre-diabetic. And I said, well, what does that mean? And she said, right now, my advice to you is to change your eating habits and to really try and lose some weight, because if you don't, where your numbers are right now, within a year, you'll either be on medication or insulin. And all she had to do is say the word insulin to me, and already I knew I had to do something, because I could feel myself being terrified. And the reason is two reasons. One, I'm the girl that when they go to the doctor and you have to have a blood test,
Mm-hmm.
I tell the technician to please don't show me anything. Don't show me the blood or the needle. I stick out my arm, I look away, and I don't want to look at it. So how am I going to give myself a shot of insulin? There's no way. And the other reason is because I watched my mom go from pre-diabetic to taking a shot or two of insulin a day. And I've noticed as I get older that people who tell me they have high blood pressure and or diabetes all have a very extended belly. And I had one too. So I went home and I said, okay, this is a do or die moment. I could go on and keep doing what I'm doing and wreak havoc on my body and wind up like other people, or I can just do this once and for all. And something told me this was going to be it. And I do want to just preface by saying that in 2006, when my mom passed away from pancreatic cancer, she said to me before she died, she said, Cher, I want you to promise me one thing, that someday you are going to lose weight and get thin, because that's all my mom cared about her whole life, is that I would be thin. And I said to her, you know what, Mommy, I promise you I will, but I don't know on what day. So I went on the journey, and in 18 months, I lost 103 pounds. And along the way, I did it all by myself. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. And I started researching food and what causes diabetes and what causes high blood pressure, and why do 80 million people have it right now in this country. Half of our population is pre-diabetic or diabetic, and 80 million people right now have high blood pressure or some type of hypertension. Okay, so those numbers were not good. So I started experimenting with food. And after I found the program that really worked for me, the key word that kept coming up in the food is inflammation. And that's why we have extended bellies. And that's why we get high blood pressure. And that's why we get every disease that we have known to man. Because after a while, the inflammation doesn't have anywhere else to go, because it's not coming out of you, it's staying in you. Our bodies are only so big. What are you supposed to do with the rest of it? So it explodes into some type of a disease. So that's why I went on the journey. And then I want to also say that I'm really proud of the fact, not even that I lost the weight. What I'm most proud of is that I've kept it off for 4.5 years. And I finally found the secret to not wanting bad food and why I'll never get fat again. And now I'm going to be like this my whole life. And this year I'm going to turn 69 years old, and I don't take medicine for high blood pressure or diabetes. And the only thing I do take, I've taken it for 20 years. I have Hashimoto's, which is a bad thyroid, and that's all I take. But I'm hoping that someday I don't have to take that either.
Well, congratulations on, losing the weight and keeping the weight off. So I'm Hispanic. So in our culture, we have a higher rate of diabetes. We love to consume rice. That's just part of our diet. At my biggest, I was almost close to 500 pounds at my biggest. So
Wow.
I've dropped down to as low as 298.
Good for you.
Yeah, and right now I'm actually, I ballooned back up to about 360. Now I'm down to about 320. I changed my diet as well. I do intermediate fasting. I'm not recommending that for everybody. It works for me.
It works for me.
I dropped the weight. So at first I would only eat from 2:00 in the afternoon to 8:00 at night. And I changed that completely. Now I eat from 7:00 in the morning to 3:00 in the afternoon. That is it. But I don't eat junk food. I'll have a breakfast, some egg whites or just some regular eggs. For lunch, I'll have something small that is going to salad or something that's going to fill me up. And then after that, I just don't have anything else. I'll fill up on water. I stopped drinking milk because I found that milk was not working for me, was actually pretty bad on my body. And it was making me feel bloated all the time. And like you said, inflammation.
Right.
So once I stopped with the cheese and the and the milk, I started feeling a lot better. So I can understand where you're coming from when it comes to that, because my weight has always fluctuated no matter what. I come from a big family. My mom used to weigh a lot. My uncle used to weigh a lot. And a lot of from my family members are diabetic. They have to take insulin or they have to take the pill. So it's either one or the other. And I'm trying to avoid that.
But they don't have to.
Yeah, and I'm trying to avoid that completely. So that's why I changed how I'm living. I'm 42 years old, be 43 this year. And I just want to make sure I'm around for my kids. To be able to play with them and run around with them, because, at some point I don't want my leg to get cut off because I have diabetes. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But see, the thing, Francisco, is people say, well, I'm in my 60s or whatever. Everybody gets diabetes. No, everybody doesn't. I don't. Neither do a lot of people I know. And the reason is we don't have to have certain things because we get older, because other people have them. It's a choice. But I am going to say, bravo to you for changing the way you're eating. However, I am going to also tell you that not all foods are created equal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure there's a couple of foods that you're still eating that are really horrible for you, that are going to continue to cause you inflammation. Because I'm going to just say this. There isn't any diet plan that I've been on where I've kept my weight off and I've really gotten to the nitty gritty of why I need to lose weight and keep it off. So for instance, if you go to Weight Watchers, you sit in a room with 20 other people and you talk about what worked and what didn't. But what about you personally? We don't do that. Why? Because we're not going to talk in front of people and feel shamed because we're in there because we're fat. And if you go to Jenny Craig, and don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing any of these programs. I think you have to do whatever works. But my point is, when you go to Jenny Craig, you're not eating clean food. You're eating processed food. And the person who helps you every week wants to know, how was your week? What happened? What did you do? She doesn't get into why are we doing this and what is it? What's really eating us? And that's something in my Balance for Life program I really dive into. And I have to say, the thing I'm most proud of is that in the 2 years I've been doing this, because I got laid off my job during COVID, I'd already written the program and I said, look, I could go back and work for somebody else the rest of my life, or I could jump off the cliff of life right now and start Balance for Life. And I did. And I'm so happy I did. And I listened to my gut and I went in scared, because in 2 years, not only has every single person on my program been successful, not one person has asked me for their money back, and 2 people have rejoined after the first round.
Well, that's something to be proud of. I mean, if you COVID, it made a lot of people rethink their life and how they want to do things. And so tell me a little bit more about this program. Let my guests, my audience know about this program and what it offers. And, is there coaching sessions? Is there a nutrition plan? What is it that the program offers?
Okay, so what happens is if you go to my website, which is sharethegift.com, it's SHER, like the first 4 letters of my name, because my thing is I want to collaborate with like-minded people and I want to share the gift of health with people. So right now I'm reaching out to medical communities and different people to see if they'll refer patients to me, not just waiting for other people to work with me. There's a huge community that I could be working with that I'm going after. So what happens is you go to sharethegift.com, you send me an email, and I do a 15 or 20-minute one-on-one session for free. It's a consultation. And I find out what medications are you on, what are you doing, what's not working, and why do you want to be on this program? And then once the person signs up, there's 4 ways you can be on my program. You can sign up for 6 weeks, which is my clean eating food list and one-on-one coaching sessions every week with me over Zoom. And I look at you and you look at me, and I know exactly what you're doing wrong and how to help you because I've lived it. You see, I've lived everything that you're going to go through or your clients are going to go through. So I know how to help you. That's why everybody is successful. And then you can sign up for 6 weeks or 12 weeks, and you get 12 weeks of coaching or 6 weeks of coaching and the clean eating food list. People that don't want to sign up and do that, they can get in touch with me and they can send me $10 and I'll send them and email them my clean eating food list, but they have to do it on their own. And there's no going through the food list and itemizing everything and telling you exactly what you should be eating or not. I just send it to you and God bless you. I hope you do well. But I am going to say that probably 1 out of every 4 people comes back and says, you know what, Sherry, I can't do this by myself. I need your help. So you can buy the clean eating food list for $10, and then we can one-off the coaching sessions. They're $100 each. But after you've done a couple of sessions with me, it's crazy not to just sign up for the course. But that's up to everybody. I can't tell people what to do because for me, it's never about money. Because when you care about money, nothing good happens. But when you help people that need to get healthy and you're not concerned about the money, everything good happens in life.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate with you here for a second. So what sets you apart from a lot of these other programs that are out there? What is it that you offer these people that they can't find somewhere else?
So number 1 is the food, because everybody is convinced that if somebody else or somebody they know told them that certain foods are okay for them, or the doctor says, I'm just going to throw out one food. Right? Because I don't want to give away the tea, but I will tell you. Everybody says to me, well, the doctor says if you have diabetes or high blood pressure, you should eat a banana every day. All I'm going to tell you is anybody who's listening that's doing that, stop right now. Because that's one of the worst things you could be eating every day. The worst. All it does is cause inflammation. And if you eat too many of them in a week, your sugar is going to be out of whack because there's too much sugar in a banana. But every diet or keto or Whole30, what do they tell you? Eat a banana. No. So mine is 2 things. Mine is the food, because not all foods are created equal. And when I tell you food is medicine, it's medicine. For sure. I've proved it. I mean, I had a bad rotator cuff. As soon as I started eating cleaner, it started getting better. The other thing is I've seen people on my program get off of medication, and on my website, there are testimonials. There's a lady that got off of medicine for acid reflux. There's people that'll say why they went on the program. But the other thing, and I have a guy that was on my program, he didn't need to lose any weight, but he didn't have any energy. He felt miserable. He wasn't sleeping good. He's eating all the wrong food. And as soon as he started eating better, he felt great. So it's not just about weight. And that's the key. Everybody thinks you have to eat better to lose weight, because I teach people how to live life from the inside out. And that's the other thing. What does everybody else teach you? How to live life from the outside in. Get the best job, go to the best school, marry the richest guy, have children, do this, the best job, all the cars and all the stuff. But then when they get to be 40 and 50 years old, they're not happy because they're not healthy. So I'm teaching people to live from the inside out with good food. I'm going to help you and coach you. And I'm going to show you why, if you stick with it, you're going to be successful. And the only reason you won't is because you let yourself down, not me, because I won't let you down. I'll be there every step of the way to hold your hand. And I give you recipes. My clients will email me or text me and say, hey, I'm having company and I want to make chicken. What can I do that's healthy and everybody won't think that they're eating diet food? And I'm like, first of all, it's not diet food. It's clean food. So we have to change our vocabulary as well. And the other thing is I'll send them recipes and I don't charge people. But the biggest thing that sets me apart is that I'm there one-on-one. There's no canned videos. There's no sit and listen to this and then we'll talk in another week or two. No, I'm going to be here just like I'm here with you. I'm going to be here all the time. I'm not going anywhere.
So let me ask you a question. What has been the biggest pain point for you with this business? What have you found to be the hardest thing for you while you're trying to build this business up?
As far as the hardest thing, as far as what part of it?
The whole thing. What has been the hardest part? What has been the biggest pain point for the business? What has been the thing that's giving you the most trouble?
Well, I'm not going to call it trouble. It's for me, it's the fuel in my tank because I was in sales for 30 years and I love the word no because no is gas in my tank. It's like, really? I'll show you. You don't think I can do it? But here's the thing. When you tell people, people will say to me, oh, you look amazing. Do you know nobody asks you, how do you feel? Because all they care about is how you look and what the scale says and what the size clothes you wear. I don't care about that at all. I care about how I feel. And so when people say to me, tell me about your program, and I do, the first thing they say is, yeah, but I know. No, but I know, because they're skeptical. And the reason they're skeptical is because they're not ready. And the reason they're not ready is because they're afraid. And why do I know this? Because I was them. So I look in, it's like looking in the mirror to every Sherry that all the Sherrys along the way that I'm meeting in life.
Well, it's a beautiful thing that you're trying to help people the way you are. And just the confidence that you have right now, you can just see you exude it and you know for sure that you can help people. But what is your success rate with this? What normally, like, let's say out of 100, I mean, what is the success rate for your program? And don't get me wrong, no program is going to be 100% successful. Okay. It's all about willpower. A lot of people just don't have it. I'm going to
tell you. I mean, why did I succeed on my program? Or why do other people succeed?
What is the percentage of success on the program when people join you?
Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you, and this is no lie, my hand to God, on my mother's grave. In 2 years, I've had 2 people not finish the program. One girl didn't finish because her husband wouldn't let her pay anymore. He didn't, and she was changing and he didn't like it because he's very overweight and he didn't like it because, you know, misery loves company. And the other thing I'm going to tell you, and you're going to laugh, but my primary care physician, and I'll tell you her name is Dr. Michelle Garrido. She's, you can look her up. She's in Van Nuys, California. She went on my program not to lose weight. She went on my program because she has no energy. She's bloated and she feels miserable. And in the middle of the program, she just disappeared. And I kept getting in touch with her and something's going on in her personal life. So what did she do? She put aside her health and now she's dealing with the personal life. But part of that is it's the people around you and the people that you surround yourself with. When people want to get better, it's like, look at life right now. If you tell somebody something negative, oh my God, they're listening. They can't get enough of it. But tell them something good and positive, and they're like, yeah, I'm not interested.
Oh yeah, negativity. That's the biggest seller.
There you go. That's it.
Negativity sells. Yeah.
Yeah, and so, you know, and everything I'm doing is positive and I'm shining a light and people don't like it. And you know what? It makes me happy. You know why? Because the more they don't like it, the lighter I'm going to shine.
So do you plan on expanding this into different areas or is this just situated strictly to California?
Oh, no, I have a client that's in Canada. This is everywhere. All you have to do is have a computer and be able to Zoom or Facebook Live, and we're good. But I am going to tell you the one thing I really want to do, but people are scared. I'm actually looking for men that want to do a show with me about men's health because men are afraid because men don't want to talk about anything, especially their health. Men don't want to tell you that they're being fat shamed because they are. And there's a big percentage of men in this country right now that are being abused by women. And all of that, and all that trauma that we've gone through in our life, that all contributes to what we do with food. And anybody that doesn't tell you that's true, is lying.
So
And I also go through that in my course with people about eating, because I'm going to tell you, you come from a Hispanic family. I come from a Jewish family. The only thing that matters in our life is food. Everything is about food, 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 food. So when I was a kid, if we were all together or at a party or, having a celebration, I could eat whatever I want. But come home from school and put my hand in the cookie jar. Oh yeah, my mom and my grandma would be like, yeah, I don't think you should be doing that because you're getting a little too fat. So they called me fat when I was a kid.
So for me, like I tend to stress eat sometimes when I'm stressed out. Like I
Right.
can be doing really good on diet and then, or just eating better in general and taking care of myself. And then something stressful comes along and then it just like something, it's a trigger. And I just want to eat stuff. Like
Right.
I'll have a craving for steak or have a craving for a burger that I wouldn't normally have. And it gets kind of annoying because I know I'm not supposed to be eating this, but I crave it and I want it and I end up getting it.
Okay. And that's the thing that goes away on my program, because when I tell you food is medicine, I'm going to keep saying it, because when you eat all the right foods consistently for a long time, all those cravings go away. And I'm going to tell you, I was addicted to sugar and chocolate. And I used to come home when I would stress eat or I was stressed out at work. I'd come home and I didn't just eat a burger. I'd sit down and eat a pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream, the entire pint. And then I would feel bad about myself, but I did it anyway. And the next day it'd start all over again. But the thing is, when you eat clean food that's good for you, that doesn't cause inflammation, once all the inflammation starts coming out of your body and you start getting more energy and sleeping better and feeling better and losing weight if you need to, the best part is you don't want all of that, because when you start to eat bad food, now your body's going to talk back to you and it's going to go, oh, no, Francisco, you want that burger? I'll show you. And you're going to you won't feel bad. You're going to feel ill.
Oh, I know.
And the food will talk to you and just say, I'm sorry, but I'm not allowing this food in my system anymore. Now you're going to suffer for it. And that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. So like when we have, generally me and my wife go out, we have a date night, and then that's usually my cheat day where I'll go out and eat whatever I want to. Cause it's, it's a night where we go out and have fun.
Right.
But late night we went to this place called Cookout. It's a restaurant here in the Carolinas, like a takeout place. And I got a shake in the middle. It was like 2:00 in the morning. I drank that shake. And I'm telling you, I felt terrible for the next 2 days. It was just, it made me feel groggy. It was like the worst thing I ever did.
Right. Cause you were in a food coma.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but food coma is real. That's why when people, I used to be in one, because I used to eat all kinds of stuff that I'd wake up in the morning and I have a headache and I felt foggy. And during the day, I felt like falling asleep. That's a food coma for sure. And now when I weighed 233 pounds, I didn't sleep through the night. I had bumps under my skin. I was like miserable. And then I go to the doctor and she tells me I'm pre-diabetic. And I'm like, oh, no. And now I sleep 8 hours without waking up. I never have to set the clock. I sleep through the night. I have more energy than some 10-year-olds. And I'm in the best health and standing in the best legs I've ever been in my life. And I just want to help everybody else get there, because getting older, we call it our golden years. Well, how golden are they if you're sick and going to the doctor every week and taking medication? It's horrible.
So besides the website, where else can people find you? Do you have videos, places? Are you on social media? Where can people find you at if they want to see you?
If you want to listen to any of the interviews that I've done, they're all on the sharethegift.com website. You can go to my, I have a Facebook group. It's called Balance, 4 Life. So it's Balance for Life, and it's all spaced out. Balance space, 4 space life. And then my Instagram is Share the Gifts. And if you go to my website, really, here's the thing. If you don't go to my website, everything else won't matter, because every single thing about me, about what I do, and what I stand for, and the interviews I've done, and what I talk to people about, it's all there. And really, that's what people should be doing. And then just get in touch with me.
So how long typically does the program last? How long do you stay in the program before you essentially just say wean yourself off and learn how to do things on your own?
Until I got to my goal weight. So I started at 233 and now I weigh 129. And I fluctuate 1 or 2 pounds up or down either way, depending, because you said you go out with your wife and have a date night.
Mm-hmm.
I go out at least once a week with my friends, or if I have a date. And people go, well, how do you go out to eat? Because how can you have any fun? I go out to eat, I have a drink, I do everything, but I drink the right alcohol and I eat the right food, because there isn't, look, here's the thing. We live in the United States of America. Even if you go to Europe on a vacation, there isn't a restaurant on the planet that doesn't serve some kind of meat, chicken, fish, salad, or vegetable. Why is this so difficult? It isn't. It's because you don't want to, because unless you're eating the fried food and all the garbage, it isn't fun.
Well, you know what they do though. You know what the TV does. You know what media does. It's cheaper for you to eat the processed food. It'll cost you $1 to get a cheeseburger, and it'll cost you $8 to get a salad. Eating healthy cost.
No, because, well, here's the thing. That's not completely true, because there's a lot of food that's on my program.
Mm-hmm.
You can go to the 99-cent store and buy.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Hello.
That's very interesting.
Well,
I mean,
don't they sell vegetables?
A lot of places
sell,
are, yes, now, yeah.
They sell coconut oil. They sell all those things. How do I know? Because I went to the store to look, because people go, it's too expensive. No, it's not. If you really look in the store, I'm going to tell you something. I live in Los Angeles. I live down the street. Literally, it's a 3-minute walk to Whole Foods. Do you know that at Whole Foods, they have things that are cheaper than in the regular grocery store? But you know why people don't look? Because they don't want to. If you take the time and you do the work, anything is possible. But you have to, here's what I say to people. Whatever you want in life, you can have. How bad do you want it?
It's willpower. It all comes down to willpower. It's your willpower.
Well, and you have to make a choice. Do you want to be sick, or do you want to be sick and tired? I was sick and tired, so I don't want to be ill.
Well, Sherry, it was a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you for educating my guest on this. Everybody, if you want to go ahead and go on her socials, everything will be posted at the end here. She gave you the website to go see her. Before we get off, I'd like to tell everybody, no matter what anybody tells you, if you found your purpose, live it. We'll talk to you folks later. Have a great day.